Welcome to King's Corner. I'm your host, Christian King, and I hope you have a wonderful day. But today, let's have a talk. So a lot of you, as you know, I'm an Eagles fan. But in my shows, as much as I possibly can, I try to take the bias aspect of it out. But today, I read a lot, looked up, read more, did more research, read more. And the more and more I read, the more and more I got frustrated. I know it's a silly thing to get frustrated over, but something has to be said. People think that who you play in the NFL matters because they think if you lose to a 2-14 team, that's a bad thing. No, it's not. In college, they're like, hey, coach, they're trying to get into the NFL too. In the NFL, hey, coach, they're trying to get paid too. Everybody in the NFL is paid because even though as much as we might want to disagree with this, the worst NFL team would still blow out Clemson and LSU this year. And you might be saying, no. Yeah, they would. They're filled with grown men that know what they're doing. They're played with better coaches. I don't care about Ed Orgeron and Dabo Sweeney. If they wanted to be real coaches, come to the NFL. Show us what you can really do. Because the last time I checked, a lot of college coaches don't succeed. I'll name you only two college coaches that have actually done decent in the NFL. There's only been one all-time great, and that's Jimmy Johnson. Outside of Dallas, though, he's never done anything. When you look at college coaches, they don't do anything. So what I'm trying to bring that into is this. People are saying, the NFC East crown shouldn't count for the Eagles. They were 5-7 and had to ask to beat the Giants twice and the Redskins and the Cowboys and win the division. Who cares? Who cares? Did they win? Did the Eagles win the division? Yes. So why are we having this conversation that the Eagles didn't deserve it? It makes no sense. And then there's other people. You should have kept Nick Foles. Eagles should have kept Nick Foles because he's a winner. Oh, he's a beast. He can do everything that Wentz can do and what? Excuse me? I'm hard of hearing, maybe. Are you trying to say Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz? Outside of 2 seasons, actually I'll say this, outside of 1 season and a lucky 2-game stretch, Nick Foles is nothing. You hear what I'm saying? Nothing. Because why did the Eagles rush Carson Wentz back last year? He shouldn't have been playing week 3. The Eagles should have waited till week 6 to bring him back. Why'd they rush Wentz back last year? I'll tell you why. Nick Foles stank it up the first 2 games. Week 1 against Atlanta, he looked god-awful. His best play was a reception. He didn't look like Super Bowl Foles. That's when I realized that was just a stretch. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it was just pregame jitters. Maybe something went wrong. Week 2, same thing. Wentz comes back. He actually looked not that bad for coming off a torn ACL in week 3. Week 4, but he had a 17-3 lead, and they lost. That's on him. Week 5, they lost to the Vikings. Week 6, they beat the Giants. Week 7, they blew a 17-0 lead against the Panthers. Week 8, they beat the Jaguars in London. Week 9 was their bye. Then they lost to the Cowboys. My point here is this. If Nick Foles was so great, why is he not starting in the NFL? And I know some of you are going to be like, he's starting in Jacksonville. No, he's not. He was benched for Gardner Minshew. And I don't know what you guys think, but Gardner Minshew is not great. He's the 3rd best quarterback in this draft class. I mean, is he better than Daniel Jones? No. Is he better than Kyler Murray? No. Is he better than Dwayne Haskins? I don't know. They're tied for 3rd to me. Why? Nick Foles couldn't even beat him out for the starting spot. And I know he beat him out in training camp. Then Nick Foles' first touchdown passes the Jaguar. He breaks his collarbone. But don't get me wrong in what I'm saying. I love Nick Foles. I appreciate everything he did for my Eagles. But some days I do regret one thing. Some days I wish it was Carson Wentz who won that Super Bowl. Because if Carson Wentz won that Super Bowl, you won't have to hear any of this criticism today. And we've never had a situation in pro sports where a quarterback is under so much scrutiny to win a Super Bowl in only his 4th season in the NFL and now going into his 5th. The expectation right now is win a Super Bowl. And all I've heard is, he's had stacked teams, he should win a Super Bowl. Okay, let me put this out there. I want you guys to do research because I've already done mine. Who's been the most injured team in professional football the last 2 seasons? 2018, Philadelphia had the most injury-riddled secondary / defense in the league, and the running back core was battered up. So they were diminished in 3 key spots of their team. And I came into 2019 thinking, we're going to be so much healthier. I couldn't wait. I think we're going to win the Super Bowl. In 2019, guess what? First game, Malik Jackson goes down. I'm like, oh, geez. Deshaun Jackson then got hurt week 2. And once Deshaun Jackson got hurt, our offense was bland again, just like it did in 2018. But here, let me bring up something that needs to be said also. Carson Wentz, when he has a receiver that can take a top off the defense, i.e. Deshaun Jackson or Torrey Smith, Carson Wentz is a starter, 14-2. Do I have to say this again? 14-2. When he has a deep threat, he's only lost 2 games in the NFL. With that track record, also, he's thrown 23 touchdowns, only 3 picks. 3. That's absolutely mind-boggling. That means when you get Wentz weapons that can actually extend the field, he's not only efficient, but he's scoring. And then I want to hear something that needs to get off the chest, because I'm not just saying this because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm saying this because I'm a football fan. The most overrated player in the NFL, as we speak, resides in Kansas City. Because don't get me wrong, Pat Mahomes, holy moly, wow, he's great, amazing to watch. But that's also because he has 2 things that a lot of people don't want to understand. Who's the best offensive-minded coach in football still at his age? Andy Reid. Who has the best supporting cast in football? The Chiefs. I want to see you give Aaron Rodgers in his prime the same talent Pat Mahomes had. Give Carson Wentz that talent. Give Tom Brady that talent. Because I know he had Randy Moss, but Randy Moss and Gronk together still wouldn't equal the firepower the Chiefs have. Because the Chiefs' wide receiver / tight end core goes 8 deep. I've never seen a team with that much speed. And that goes great with the GM. Whoever's the GM of the Chiefs, Andy Reid. Andy Reid built the team perfectly. Because that team is going to succeed for a long time. A long time, don't get me wrong. I don't think they'll win it next year. Because I think the Chiefs are making the same mistake the Eagles did. As soon as they won the Super Bowl, what are they saying? They're not celebrating their victory. No. We're going to be the next dynasty. Isn't that what the Eagles said? And then the Eagles went 2 years straight of injury-riddled seasons. And before I hear, well, Mahomes is better than Wentz, Wentz is injury-prone. I don't want to hear that. Did Mahomes play 16 games this season? No. Did Wentz? Yes. Wentz and Mahomes are literally the AFC and NFC versions of themselves. Because let's not forget, before Mahomes had his MVP season, Wentz was doing the same thing at a higher level the year before. 11 straight victories. And unlike Pat Mahomes, he was beating actual teams. Let's see. Wentz went to Carolina in Week 7 in a primetime football game. Everybody watching. Wentz won that game and was phenomenal. Mahomes, phenomenal, but he lost. I can't think of any MVP season that I've ever seen where they don't win the big game. The game that mattered, the game everybody was watching. There was only one of those games for Mahomes. Denver. Wentz had the Carolina game, the Washington game. Now, granted, he sucked at Seattle. But then he came back. Before he got hurt against Los Angeles, Wentz was having 4 touchdowns and it was only the 3rd quarter. That's incredible. And Wentz broke the Eagles franchise record for touchdowns in 13 games. That's why when I say, people ask me all the time, who's the best quarterback I've ever watched play the game of football with my two eyes? He resides in Philadelphia. His name's Carson Wentz. He makes throws I still don't know how he makes. I know the no-look pass shot from Pat Mahomes is amazing, but let me just ask you guys this. If you take Pat Mahomes' best receiver, starting tight end, right tackle, left tackle, right guard away from him, are the Chiefs in the playoffs? No. No. Pat Mahomes will not be able to carry that team. No. And before I hear, he carried that team in the playoffs, who did he go against? Who are the coaches? Who? Bill O'Brien's probably the worst coach I've ever seen coach a game of football in my life. Mike Vrabel forgot his identity. And Kyle Shanahan just pulled another Kyle Shanahan. He choked the game away. Now, granted, you can say the same thing about Washington and New York because Washington, nothing. Who's their coach? Jay Gruden. New York, Pat Shermer. Both of those coaches aren't even on an NFL team as a head coach anymore. Jason Garrett's now the offensive coordinator of the Giants, and he's always choked away a division. But do I think Pat Mahomes could, with what Wentz is working with, do I think Pat Mahomes will be able to carry that team even against that stretch of teams? No. No. I don't. Because unlike the rest of the NFL and the rest of the world, when I watch Pat Mahomes, I see greatness, don't get me wrong. But I'm not ready to bow down and call him my next king. No. He doesn't have King's Corners GOAT yet. Everybody's trying to put him in the GOAT conversation. No. The GOAT conversation includes 3 players. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. End of conversation. Nobody else belongs in it. Actually, timeout, rewind. There's 4. Lawrence Taylor also needs to be added to that list. Because I don't want to hear he did crack. The most dominant defense player in NFL history, Lawrence Taylor. Those are the GOATs. Nobody's getting into that list for the next 10 years. Pat Mahomes might slip in one day if he keeps his production up. It's probably not going to happen. Carson Wentz might. It's not going to happen. All I keep hearing is the Chiefs are going to be the next Patriots. No, we'll never see another New England type team. What we just saw from New England has never or will ever be done again. And I try telling people this all the time. When Tom Brady and Bill Belichick disband, we're all going to be happy for 2 months. 2 months, we're going to be like, yes! But midway through next season, when they might not be together, we're going to be like this. Don't you just miss the days that the Patriots used to be dominant and had that great quarterback and that great coach and they were together? Because I think the Patriots will be good without Brady. I don't think Brady will be good without New England. And after I read something this morning, I don't think Brady's leaving anymore. I thought he might go to Los Angeles, but after what I heard this morning, Brady, he's not going to meet with free agency teams. He's going to all have them come to a conjoined place. That's like, you know what that sounds to me? That sounds like some girl putting me in the friend zone. Like, oh, no. She don't want you. He don't want you. Chargers, I'm sorry, I guess it has something to do with you guys having no fans. Vegas, it's Vegas. Who wants to bring their kids, a young family, into Vegas? New England's just been his home. And I guess Brady wants to retire a Patriot. Brady will end his career wearing the number 12 for the Patriots. And even though I thought maybe the Colts would slip into, Brady wouldn't want to go into Peyton Manning's shadow. No. Or, heck, let's forget Peyton Manning, because Tom Brady isn't on Peyton Manning's level anymore. Tom Brady retired after Super Bowl 53. This quarterback we saw play the last year is Tim Brady. He looks just like Tom Brady. Moves just like Tom Brady. Can't throw as good as Tom Brady. This is Tim Brady. Tom Brady's twin, not so good brother. And what I'm going to end this with is this. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for what I said today about Wentz and what I said about Mahomes, because I'm one of those few analysts that don't bow down to Pat Mahomes' greatness. before you crown somebody a king, actually watch a game of football and tell me what you see. Because I see greatness, yes, in bits and pieces, but I see careless football. Pat Mahomes should have threw 30 touchdowns in 12 games, not 26. There was 3 touchdowns he missed because of a no-look pass, and there was the 1 touchdown he missed because he much rather take a big hit. No. Pat Mahomes has to learn the same thing Carson Wentz has had to learn. No matter what, slide. And Carson Wentz is still trying to learn how to do that. Do I think he'll ever learn it? Hopefully. And this last season I saw him get less aggressive and only press when he had to. But do I think he'll ever get completely sliding? No. I think he will always take the big hits. Mahomes will probably be the same way. I think in the Super Bowl, probably in the next 10 years, because I would love this as an Eagles/football fan, we'll see a Carson Wentz, Pat Mahomes Super Bowl. That could be as early as next year or the following year. But when we watch these quarterbacks play, stop trying to compare them to Tom Brady. We'll never see another Brady. Compare them to what they are. They are NFL quarterbacks of the 21st century. The rules are developed around them. These rules help them play better. These rules keep them safe. The NFL is no longer a hard-hitting league. It is now a wussy-fied flag football for the quarterback league. Because if you don't lay a mattress and pillowcase down for the quarterback, you're going to get flagged. Because for some reason the NFL is scared of a hit. That's why I fell in love with the XFL. I'm actually seeing quarterbacks get hit. Well, that's where I'm going to end today's episode of King's Corner. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Have a nice day. Talk to you guys tomorrow.